Welcome to Xeeva's Product Solution webinar series. Today, we're focusing in on our strategic sourcing solution. My name is Chester Yavari. I'm our Director of Sales here at Xeeva, and I'm joined by my counterpart, Sneeden Muzan, who'll get a chance to introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Sneeden Muzan, Director of Solutions Architecture here at Xeeva. I'll be presenting our solution to you guys today. Hope you enjoy.
So in today's webinar series, we're going to focus on some common pain points faced across Xeeva's client and prospects sourcing teams. Some common challenges faced, and we've identified four in our conversations. The first of which is realizing sourcing opportunities. The second, finding viable suppliers to include on your RFX events. Evaluation of bids to determine best award scenario. And buyers struggling to create a categorical wave plan. So to dive in a little bit deeper on realizing sourcing opportunities in an organized manner, being able to run an eRFQ and e-auction event with a full dashboard view of sourcing stages, a full opportunity pipeline. On top of that, being able to centralize all your documentation into a central repository and being able to track all the results of those sourcing events. Also, going into a little bit deeper, the real-time messaging abilities, being able to communicate between the buying teams. And furthermore, addressing the Maverick spend through different sourcing stages. Sneeden, I'm going to pass it off to you to dive deeper into realizing sourcing opportunities.
Thank you, Chester. Realizing sourcing opportunities through our application starts in our spend analytics tool. And here's where you're able to identify targeted insights that identify areas that you can actually focus on to create savings, to create sourcing events based on. Looking at the price fluctuation in those categories, the supplier consolidation opportunities in those categories, looking at your spot buy versus contract spend, so on and so forth, being able to apply filters within our spend analytics tool and sending those opportunities directly over to our sourcing tool where you can actually run events. Now, as I click over to our sourcing tool, once you have that data sent over to our sourcing tool, it compiles all of that data, puts it in here, puts as an opportunity where you can actually choose to execute or hold on. As different opportunities sit in different statuses, you're able to see that on the dashboard directly when you come into your landing page of our sourcing tool. Additionally, as you run events, as you close out events, complete events, as you create additional documents and you have documentation that you will standardly want to have available or reuse, you're able to save all of that data in a repository where you're able to create multiple folders and save those documentations or templates within those folders for future use or future review as well. All right, without further ado, I'll hand it back over to you, Chester.
The next challenge that we see commonly across our prospects and clients is being able to identify new suppliers, finding viable suppliers to include on your RFX events. Through Xeeva Sourcing solution, we also have an integration into our Xeeva Supplier Marketplace where you'll get access to highly vetted and proven vendors across a range of categories. New supplier discovery will be done utilizing D&B databases of over 500,000 different types of suppliers. This will also make quick and easy onboarding of incumbent suppliers through Xeeva's online portal. And Sneeden, I want to pass it back off to you so we can go a little bit deeper into how that actually works within our sourcing tool.
Thank you, Chester. As Chester mentioned, companies and buyers are struggling to find viable suppliers. Not only just viable suppliers, they want to be able to find backup suppliers, additional suppliers to quote on some of their opportunities as well. And they may not know what's available out there in the market. Well, our sourcing tool helps solve that problem. During the suggested supplier phase within our sourcing application, it will bring over all of your incumbent suppliers. And not only will it do that, it will include additional suppliers and recommend additional suppliers that can be included based on the information that our AI holds within our supplier universe. We pull over DUNS data, additional information as to whether that supplier was a minority or any other additional certification that supplier may have. You're able to view some of that detail directly right here within the application. And if you don't find what you need there, you're able to also go out to our environment and discover additional suppliers within our marketplace as well. Back to you, Chester.
Thank you, Sneeden, for going over that. The next challenge that we commonly see is the evaluation of bids to determine the best award scenario. So teams having difficulty managing the opportunity life cycle. developing and collaborating on savings objectives, resulting in a true business case and ROI. Also being able to easily manage short and long-term events and RFXs across different departments. And even furthermore, integrating your local and global sourcing and commodity teams to work across different locations as well. Steven, is that something that we can jump over to your screen and dive a little bit deeper into?
Sure, we can. Being able to evaluate the bids once they've come in becomes a different and difficult challenge for buyers, as we've seen in other locations. A lot of them have to use several spreadsheets and pivot tables to try and do evaluations. It becomes harder and harder and more time consuming to try and identify the best award scenario once those quotes come in. Well, within our sourcing application, there's no need for the spreadsheets and a bunch of pivot tables. Our AI automatically evaluates each of those bids, recommending the best award scenario based on what your needs are. So you have an award scenario where you split out the award for the maximum savings. And it gives you what that savings opportunity is going to be if you select that option. It also breaks it out to a single awardee where you want to look at shifting that material all over to maybe one supplier. And then there's a single awardee coverage, looks at the supplier that covers the majority of the material and what the savings might be if you went that route as well. And not only that, if you just are one of those buyers that loves your pivot tables, loves to take an Excel copy and look at that data, you can extract the bids, select your own award scenario, upload it, and then look at what the savings would be calculated at if you went with your custom award scenario as well. Back over to you, Chester.
Thank you, Steve, for going over that as well. The next challenge that we commonly see is buyers struggling to create a categorical wave plan. And some issues faced within this is the realization of savings from insights to actually help build your sourcing pipeline and opportunity dashboards, enabling compliance to ensure policy alignment through your integrated P2P modules that you may have, and furthermore, addressing the Maverick spend through different sourcing strategies and different insights surfaced. Steven, can we take a deeper dive into that as well?
Sure, we can. So this is my favorite one here. Buyers struggle all the time. They're always behind on trying to get their wave plan together so that they can submit their wave plan and execute on those opportunities. Well, our spend analytics tool helps solve those problems instantly. So all of the necessary information that a buyer would look at when determining and trying to create their wave plan, looking at the spend in the category, looking at the level of detail and information they have available in those categories to be able to get viable quotes, looking at the supplier proliferation in that category to look at where I might have be able to leverage and consolidate spend and get a stronger leveraging stronger negotiation power based on that amount of spend there. So all of that information would have a buyer creating pivot tables, or even if they were using our spend analytics tool to do it manually, applying a bunch of filters, looking at that spend and determining the best opportunity and creating a wave plan accordingly. Well, we just introduced our intelligent opportunities. What intelligent opportunities is going to do is going to take all of that stuff that those buyers need to sit and think about, all of the filters that those buyers are going to put in place, everything that buyers going to consider when determining what that wave plan needs to look like. Our intelligent opportunity does that for them. It looks at all of that information, spot buy versus contract, purchase price variance, the item description quality in that category, the item quality score overall, the manufacturer details that are available, the number of suppliers that are out there in the supplier universe that can actually come in addition to your incumbents and quote, and the supplier proliferation across that category. And it creates a wave plan, identifying those opportunities, scoring them, so that all that buyer needs to do is jump in here, select one of those opportunities, and send it over to the sourcing tool to execute, reducing extra amount of work and workload for that buyer and a lot of less stress. So the next time that buyer's purchasing manager comes over to him and say, do you have your wave plan? The answer is going to be instantly yes, because they come here, select those opportunities, save them, and their wave plan is created, taking what would have normally taken them months to try and get together. just a few hours and submitting that wave plan so that they can meet their commitments, saving commitments for the year. Back over to you, Chester.
Thank you again for your time today. My name is Chester Vardy. I'm our Director of Sales here at Xeeva. If you have any other questions, concerns, or other procurement challenges you're facing, please do not hesitate to reach out to my team at Hire.
Yep. Thanks again from Sleeden Luzon, and we look forward to helping you solve some of your procurement challenges.